Yo guys, what is going on? Welcome back to the FIFA Flow Football Podcast. Today we got season 3, episode 20 of the podcast episode. Today, guys, we're gonna be talking about the three leagues that we normally talk about. On top of that, we have some pretty good decent games as well. We got the Serie A, AC Milan versus Juventus, and I've really been loving the Serie A recently. Same with the Bundesliga. I think it's looking pretty surprising, especially with Dortmund looking pretty decent. And Bayern Munich, and we actually had Der Klassiker, or however you say it, the Classico in or the classic in Germany. Bayern Munich versus Borussia Dortmund, a crazy game. Liverpool versus Arsenal, so that was also a crazy game. We're going to talk about Paris Saint-Germain as well. I don't know if we'll talk about La Liga. Nothing really I wanted to talk about in the La Liga, but once we get to there, we'll look at what we have. We got UCL predictions, football news, guys. We also got, at the end of the video, we might have a missing 11 where we have to guess the team depending on the match info, as well as Foodle. So it's basically Wordle, but you have to guess the football player. Before we get into the video, guys, make sure you have this the football podcast saved somewhere, guys. Let's do a quick advertisement because this, guys, is the football hub, the home of the football podcast, of the FIFA Flow podcast, guys. Make sure you have this somewhere. You have accessible links to my personal Instagram, to the Twitter, to the YouTube channel, to the podcast channel, to the podcast Instagram page, or the podcast Instagram profile. You have access. You can comment. You have access to the podcasts as well. On top of that, you also have when a podcast will be posted. It will say, oh, on this day, like maybe the next episode will be on Thursday or Friday. I will say, oh, it's season 3 episode 21 Thursday or Friday. So in the next 2 days it will be posted. As you guys can see, season 3 episode 20 will be posted today, on Monday, and it is here. Sometimes it will have some sort of description, so you know how I just did an intro. Oh, we're gonna talk about this and this. Like we have football news, missing 11, Serie A, Bundesliga. You know how I say those in my intros? It would say that here as well, so you guys know what I'll be talking about. But even if it doesn't, you'll know when the podcast is uploaded. You can go check and watch the podcast, and I'll tell you what we're still going to talk about here as well. But guys, as I said, thank you so much for the support. From here on out, the podcast only goes up. We have 26 subscribers now, guys. And from here on out, the podcast only goes up every few months or every once in a while. I hope that we can do something big. This was the big thing, to upload a site. Hopefully the next big thing is this Christmas is to do a merchandise, get my own merchandise, and then I don't know if I'll be selling it, but I want to get my own merchandise for the podcast. Maybe like a shirt, a t-shirt, like a jersey with my logo or something, as well as maybe do a giveaway of that jersey as well. Something like that. Maybe not a jersey. I don't know what we're gonna do yet. Some sort of merchandise with my logo, some sort of something you can wear or keep in your house, like for a giveaway, and as well for the podcast as well. Hopefully we can do something like that this Christmas, for the holidays. Maybe you can win like a gift for the holidays, a FIFA Flow podcast gift. But as I said, from here on out, the podcast only goes up, so thank you so much for the support. Let's get into today's podcast episode, guys. Let's start off with the League 1, guys. We're going to talk about Paris Saint-Germain against Stade de Reims. We did draw with 0-0, still undefeated, but I was very mad and just unhappy with our performance this game. I hated how we played this game. Let's talk about this game. Let's just talk about this game. For the 26th or 28th time in Ramos's career, he's got yet another red card, guys. This guy is just casual at this point. He collects it. Every time he gets a red card, he probably puts it on his wall. So it's like at this point he might as well have a collection. Like that's just hilarious, man. Sergio Ramos with yet another red card. Crazy. And this red card is definitely, in my opinion, as a PSG fan, maybe I'm being a bit biased, it's definitely not a red card. For sure, maybe you can say a yellow card, maybe a warning, a yellow card. I don't know what he said to the referee that made it a red card, because I think at first it was a yellow card and then he made it a red card. I don't know what he said, but this was a huge impact on the game against Stade Reims. Stade Reims did play pretty decent as well, but other than the fact is, if we had Ramos as well, we could have had more chances to score a goal. Because when Ramos got that red card, we played such drop back. We had so many players dropping back. Mukiele going to Ramos's position. Pablo Sarabia dropping back to right wing back, or not right wing, like right mid, like a winger and a defender. Same with Juan Bernat, Carlos Soler as well, doing the same thing. And Kylian Mbappe, like it was just terrible. We played so much more defensively and had no attacking. Even if we had Ramos, like without the red card, if he did not get that red card, we still had no attacking chances this game. Kylian Mbappe, I think for once I do agree with him. You guys could say that, oh, this guy has the biggest ego, but Kylian Mbappe did actually he said that, oh, I hate this team, or not hate this team, I'm not happy with how I'm playing. I don't get to play freely, because I think I do agree with Mbappe. When he did sign with Paris Saint-Germain, he was promised that he was able to play freely on the pitch, but and not like this game. You can tell he played more as a number 9, and it doesn't really suit him. I think he's better when he plays freely, when he's able to go wide, to the left, to the right, to make a run in behind. He doesn't always necessarily have to come back and play as a number 9. So it just wasn't the best for Mbappe as well. I do have to agree with that. As I said, even with Ramos not getting the red card, we had no attacking opportunity. No Neymar. Maybe you can say Verratti was the only one. We needed someone like Vitinha to play with Verratti, not just to get subbed on later on the game. We needed him to start on the game as well. Mukiele. You could say Juan Bernat has some attacking awareness or ability or skill, but for the most part, Juan Bernat and Mukiele are not really attacking. On the other hand, Noon Menj and Achraf Hakimi, both of these players are attacking players for sure. I think their runs in behind, their ability, their vision to cross it in, to do a through ball to Mbappe with Verratti is brilliant. And they don't really have that connection with Verratti, with Mbappe, with Pablo Sarabia, with the defense as well. They don't have that connection. And Mukiele, I think, as I said, Juan Bernat, maybe he has some attacking, offensive awareness, skill, ability. On the other hand, I think Mukiele, he could play right wing back, maybe not really attackingly, but I think more as a defensive player. I think he's better defensively as a center back, as a right back, as a stay back right back, rather than an overlap right back like Noon Menj and Hakimi. But as I said, even with Ramos not getting this red card, we had no attacking players, no creative players to make a goal scoring opportunity, other than Mbappe, the skiller, maybe Verratti, you can say, as I said. And the red card just made it worse because we played way more defensively, way more drop back. So that just made it worse. And then later on in the game, we had Achraf Hakimi, Neymar, and Vitinha getting subbed on. As I said, Vitinha should have been starting in this lineup. No Lionel Messi as well. We got Pablo Sarabia, who wasn't really the best. I think if Pablo Sarabia did stay in this right wing, this Ram type position, he would have been playing decent. But since we got that red card, since he had to kind of drop back a bit more, it made it worse. But then we had Hakimi getting subbed on for Pablo Sarabia. We had Vitinha, and then we had Neymar for Carlos Soler. And I think when Hakimi, Neymar, and Vitinha did get subbed on, we had a bit more attacking opportunity, but still wasn't enough to beat Paris Saint-Germain. Opinions on this red card, as I said earlier, I don't fully agree. I'm putting a bit Paris Saint-Germain biased here, because I didn't really want this red card to happen. I don't agree that this red card should have been a red card. As I said, maybe a yellow card, maybe a warning. It was near the end of the game where Achraf Hakimi got a tackle. Maybe you can say that was more of a red card near the end, or more of a harsher tackle than Ramos's foul. That's what I would say. Neymar also getting a yellow card. He did say like, oh, it was with my shoulder and stuff. Even like 5 minutes after that incident of that yellow card, he says that, oh, it was just my shoulder, ref, but it wasn't really his shoulder. You can tell it was more of his elbow hitting the side of the player rather than shoulder to shoulder physicality. Because if you don't know, shoulder to shoulder is okay. It's just if you like pull the player with their arms and stuff, that is what you call a foul, a yellow card. But Neymar was just saying, oh, it was just with my shoulder. It's just physically, I'm better, but it really wasn't. But other than these yellow cards, other than the red card, you can definitely tell with Hakimi, Neymar, and Vitinha coming on, we had more attacking opportunities, 100%. I want to give my thoughts on Danilo Pereira with Kimpembe being injured. I think he has like a leg injury or something like that. Danilo Pereira has been pretty decent. In the game last week against Benfica, he did score an own goal, and as I did say, sometimes he does tend to lose his temper. He does tend to not be consistent all the time, but for the most part, he's pretty decent. On the ball, he's really good. His first touch, not really the best. Defensively, physically, he's pretty good. And that's the part where I say physically, maybe he goes a bit too much physical and then gives a foul or gets like a yellow card or something like that. But he was pretty solid. I think I have to agree he was pretty solid. Next game, I think, yeah, tomorrow we got some UCL predictions. We'll give a prediction on what I think we're going to be starting for a lineup, not necessarily are we going to beat Benfica. We're going to talk about that when we get to the UCL prediction segment of the video. But for the lineup part, I think we're going to be doing Ramos still, Marquinhos. I think we might move to a 4-back. Maybe we'll keep the 3-back. But I think we're going to keep Danilo Pereira. I think we'll do Pereira, Vitinha, and Verratti in the midfield. I think a 4-3-3 will be good. Mukiele right back. Ramos and Marquinhos in the center backs. I think Nunez left back. And we're going to do maybe you could say, we could do Mbappe right wing, Neymar left wing, and Kylian Mbappe, and then Hugo Ekitike right or striker. But maybe we can do Hakimi right wing instead. That's not a bad shout as well. Yeah, I think Danilo Pereira is definitely a needed player in this game against Benfica. I think he's doing solid, especially with the amount of injuries. I don't think Fabian Ruiz is the best to start. Same with Carlos Soler. Sarabia definitely might be getting subbed on later on in the game. I think that is a good. I think that's a good sub. I think who else is a good sub? As I said, maybe Ekitike does start as well. Like Mbappe on the right, Neymar and Ekitike. This win is key. I think we need this win. We cannot draw, like we cannot afford a draw against Benfica like we did last week. We need to win this game. And I'm not quite sure how confident we are, especially after this game. We did not play good at all. But, I mean, yeah, so that is my thoughts on Paris Saint-Germain. On the other hand, Stade Reims did actually play pretty decent football as well. I think attackingly they were really good. This guy, Lopi here, was really, really good in the midfield, guys. Even this Matuisi guy, he was really, really good as well. One player, guys, that you can say that Reims were missing in the attack is Hugo Ekitike. We purchased Hugo Ekitike from Reims last season, and he was one of Reims' best players. Now look at where he is. He's on the Paris Saint-Germain bench. And I think soon, hopefully we can start using him more. I hope he's not just a player who's going to be a substitute. I hope he's just not a bench player. I hope he gets more time. And that's what I said exactly about Xavi Simons. We have some news about him later on in the podcast as well. In the Twitter section of the video, we're going to talk about him. But hopefully Hugo Ekitike does play. But even with Reims losing Hugo Ekitike this summer, and after giving him away to Paris Saint-Germain, I think they still did pretty decent attackingly. There was this one shot one of them had. I think Zanelli was also really good. I think it was him or Balongun. One of them had a really, really good shot. If it went in, it would have been a really, really good shot, and I would have been disappointed. But we have the best goalkeeper in the world, Gianluigi Donnarumma, or Donnarumma, you can say, in net, who blocked the goal, of course. But the shot itself was pretty good. And yeah, that is the Paris Saint-Germain game. Not happy, as I said. Next week we got the leg classique, Paris Saint-Germain versus Marseille. This is gonna be a really, really good game. Last year, it was near the end of the season where we had Paris Saint-Germain versus Marseille. I believe we already had won the league. I think Marseille were playing for Champions League qualification, or not qualify, like to get enough points to secure Champions League spot. But this game should be good. And in that game last year, they played really good. Somehow we still ended up winning 2-1, I believe. I think Marseille kind of got robbed of a draw, but I think we still ended up winning. And they played really good. I was kind of frustrated the way Marseille played. They had Medina was pretty good. Guendouzi was really good physically, so I'm kind of nervous of this game. It will be a difficult game. After this game against Reims, I'm really disappointed. But I think hopefully we should be ready. I think Messi did not play against Reims. I don't think he'll be playing against Benfica as well, which we'll talk about after in the UCL part of the video. Of my predictions, like if Messi doesn't play, will we still win? But I think he'll definitely play in this game against Paris Saint-Germain. And we should be able to win the Le Classique. So hopefully we do win. I am excited for this game. We got Lens Montpellier as well. This weekend we had Lille and Lens, which was pretty decent, I guess. Yeah, I think Jonathan David, the Canadian, I think he is the highest valued CONCACAF player in the League One. And talking about highest valued CONCACAF player, another highest valued CONCACAF player, Alphonso Davies, who had a very bad injury in the Bundesliga derby this weekend, in the Bundesliga Classico this weekend. We'll talk about that later. But I think he's the highest valued player now that Erling Haaland is gone. I think he's the highest valued player in the Bundesliga, as well as the highest valued left back in the world right now. So for a CONCACAF player, for a Canadian player, that is huge. So let's go, man. The Canadian spirit. Let's get it. We move. But yeah, as I said, the Le Classique next week. We are still undefeated. Hopefully, this game will secure us 3 points to get a difference, a bigger difference against Lorient. Lorient do have Reims this weekend as well, and Reims, after the performance against Paris Saint-Germain, hopefully they can do that same performance. It was pretty decent. Hopefully they can do that against Lorient. For you League One haters out there, keep in mind Lille won the league 2 seasons ago. And now a team, Lorient, who got 16th place last season, is now doing better than the team that won the League One 2 seasons ago. So I just want to say this is a competitive league, guys. We got small teams beating big teams. Competitiveness. Look at this. Oh, this competitive. Look how tight the table is. So it is a competitive league for you haters out there. But yeah, that is the League One. Let's go on to the Premier League, guys. Premier League, we had the best weekends, guys, because Arsenal, Liverpool, the Gunners. How does it go? We love you, Arsenal. We love you, Arsenal. We love you. We love you, Arsenal. Oh, Arsenal, we love you. So yeah, you of course you have to know that song. How did it go? I think it went like that. Oh, Arsenal, we love you. But yeah, Arsenal beating Liverpool 3-2, and what a dramatic game this was. In the first minute, in less than 1 minute, the Brazilian Gabriel Jesus, I think 56 seconds, Gabriel Jesus scores a goal to make it 1-0 for Arsenal. And what a goal this was. What a huge, I think it was gonna be ruled offside, but luckily it was ruled onside, and it was just amazing to see Arsenal ahead. Because you guys, even the week before I said, oh, Liverpool are not doing the best, but they're probably gonna show up in this big game. They're only a big game team, but in fact they actually did really good. Bukayo Saka, so that was the first goal there. Man, Odegaard is such an elite player, man. This guy's positioning, maybe his shooting and his vision to make a creative chance could be a bit better. But his positioning, just the way he plays in the midfield defensively, his high work rates, in the match he's just an elite player. Elite signing from Real Madrid to Arsenal, the Norwegian. I think he's Norwegian. Norwegian player. Martin Odegaard, or as I say, Odegoat. This guy is elite, man. This guy's elite. His positioning, his dribbling to trick the Liverpool defense is elite, guys. Bukayo Saka, so the second goal of the game was the Darwin Núñez, where I think Saliba went to defend him, did a step over, and it was just too much of a big step over where it went through his legs or under his legs. From an assist by, I think it was Luis Diaz on the right side of the right side of the box. Assisted by Luis Diaz, just gets past Gabriel, the defender, the Brazilian defender, and then Darwin Núñez there to get the tap in and score the goal just past Aaron Ramsdale to make it 1-1 for Liverpool Arsenal. And then he goes and cries. He's like crying, like haha, crying to, I think it was against all the haters. Man, that crying thing just made it worse for him, man. This guy's 100 million, scored a goal against Arsenal, and doing a cry emoji. He has purchased more than Haaland, 40 million more than Erling Haaland, and he thinks he's the GOAT. He thinks like, oh, one goal in like, what is it, 10 games now is gonna stop all the haters, man. Erling Haaland is 10 games in the Premier League, 17 goals and 3 assists, 20 goal contributions, something like that. This guy here is purchased for 100 million, scores like his third goal or second goal of out in like 10 games, and does crying to like cry, like say he's laughing to the haters. So like, man, that's just sad to see from Darwin Núñez, guys. That's just sad. But yeah, he does go on to score a goal in the 34th minute. Man, Arsenal's defense is, I mean, yeah, that goal was kind of unlucky there. Just couldn't get like the block on it. But other than that, I think their defending is brilliant, man. William Saliba is one of the best signings. I think he's a brilliant signing. For them, this guy's a beast. Same with Gabriel. I think he's pretty good. It's kind of surprising how they have 3 Gabriels. They got Gabriel Martinelli, and then they got Gabby Jesus. So 3 Gabbies: Gabriel Martinelli, Gabriel Jesus. So this is kind of insane. They got Gabriel Jesus, guys. He's Jesus. He's saving Liverpool, guys. He's saving Liverpool. They're literally saving. There's a joke I saw, because if you guys didn't know, Mikel Arteta, the Espanyol Arsenal coach, actually was like a side coach with like a student coach, assistant coach with Pep Guardiola at Man City, and now he's coaching Arsenal. Pep Guardiola gave Gabriel Jesus, or as I will now say in this theory kind of thing here, he gave Jesus to Arsenal as a gift, and now Arsenal are winning. I don't know if Pep the teacher gave his student Mikel Arteta a present, Gabriel Jesus, or Jesus, and now Jesus is saving Arsenal. So like they pray to the gods. Jesus is here. God Jesus, guys. Like, that's his name, not Gabriel Jesus. God is Jesus. But yeah, I'm just saying it as a joke here, guys. But like, it's kind of funny. Like, he gave the Mikel Arteta and Pep Guardiola used to be with each other at Man City, and then Pep Guardiola gave his Espanyol coach, or both of them, of course, Spanish. Both were like at the same club at one point in time. Gave him Gabriel Jesus, and now Gabriel Jesus is helping Arsenal. It's not just Gabriel Jesus. Odegaard, Bukayo Saka, Xhaka, Saliba, Gabriel, Tomiyasu, Martinelli. What's his name? Kieran Tierney, Zinchenko, Ramsdale. All of these guys have just improved so much. They're such an elite team. So it's not just Jesus who's helping them. It's not just Gabriel Jesus who's helping them. It's the whole team that's improved, that's also doing better as a team. So insane there. That's just a joke. Like, oh, Man City, like Arteta and Pep used to be together at Man City. Arteta went to Arsenal. Pep gave his student a player to help his former student out, and now that player is helping Arsenal be ahead of Man City. So he's helping Arsenal be ahead of his former club, Man City, because Gabriel Jesus was at Man City last season. So it's just quite hilarious to see that happening. But yeah, we go to before halftime. I think I went to the washroom, get a drink or something. I was like, oh, surely it ends in 30 seconds. I come back, and Bukayo Saka, I see, is on the scoreboard and now has scored against the top 6 clubs. And what is he, 19, 20 years old now? So that's quite crazy to see. He scored against the top 6 at only a young age, so quite crazy there. But I was like, oh, 30 seconds, surely nothing happens. I think there was like an injury or something. And then it added a bit more time, and Bukayo Saka scored that goal. And then we go into the second half, where it's Arsenal leading 2-1, where Roberto Firmino scores in the 53rd minute. Unlucky goal there. I did not see that goal. I did see the 76-minute goal though, where I think it was a tackle by one of the defenders. I think Matip had a tackle on one of the Arsenal players, and then Bukayo Saka goes ahead and scores the penalty. The save Liverpool. He went on the left side, where I think what's his name, Allison went to the right side. And it was a good shot, good powerful shot to make it 3-2 for Arsenal. So I was so excited. I was going crazy, like, oh my god. I was typing to my friends, oh my god, Arsenal in the head. The Gunners are ahead. We love you, Arsenal. We love you, Arsenal. Oh, Arsenal, we love you. I was like chanting all of that stuff during the game. So it's just crazy to see that. And then yeah, it was just crazy game here. And we love to see that Arsenal, the Gunners are ahead. 1 point ahead of Arsenal. Man City second. Predictions for top 4 here it's probably gonna be sad to say this. Hopefully Arsenal win. I want Arsenal to win, but I think sooner or later, soon enough, Man City will probably get back ahead. But if Arsenal keep on doing this, if they're in form, if they keep on playing like this, they're gonna get ahead. So Arsenal Gunners to the moon. They're gonna win. We move. But yeah, Arsenal, hopefully they win. I think the end of the season, it's going to be Man City first, maybe Arsenal second, I think Chelsea third, and Man United fourth. I think Spurs might flop it and get 5th place. But I mean, you never know what will happen. I really don't know what will happen. Who expected Arsenal? Arsenal losing 3 games in a row last season. Now they're first in the league this season. So, I mean, what are you going to expect, man? Who expected that to happen? It's quite surprising. So I like, maybe Arsenal now will suddenly go to relegation zone. You never know. I don't even know if that's possible anymore. It's just gonna be one of the worst things in history if that happens, if they start losing every single next game. But if it does happen, like I'm just saying, it's a possibility. Football, that's the best thing about football, is it's random, it's surprising, it's entertaining. Anything could happen. So that's what's so beautiful about the beautiful game of football. Everton, Man United, nothing huge here other than the fact that Cristiano Ronaldo has scored his 700th club goal, guys. So congratulations to Cristiano Ronaldo, guys. I just wanted to show you guys this fact that I posted here, where Ronaldo has 700 goals, Lionel Messi 691 goals, 9 less goals. Lionel Messi has 9 less goals in 122 less club games. So just to all you Ronaldo people who are hate on Lionel Messi, just a fact there, man. That Ronaldo can score this, or Messi can score about the same amount of goals as Ronaldo in almost 100 and in exactly 122 less club games as well. So Ronaldo, you may be the most club, you may be the player with the most club goals, but you're doing it in way more games than Messi will. I think soon this year, Messi will also reach 100 or 700 in less games than you, Ronaldo. So get good, Ronaldo. Get good. And you got your Ronaldo fans. You like, when you're listening to me, don't go ahead and comment. Don't say like, oh, Messi plays in the League One, he should be already at 700. Don't say that, guys. You can say that, oh, Messi has almost 700 goals, almost all of them from the La Liga, which makes it better as well. Who cares if he played in the League One and has more? It just shows that he's doing it in a better league instead. He's not farming it in the Serie A like Ronaldo did. So yeah, that's for all you haters there. But yeah, that is United versus Everton there, where they get a point as well. Surprising how Everton were in the lead. I was like, oh, my Everton already winning 5 minutes in, 1-0, and then I was like, oh, United suck. And then they scored 2 goals, Anthony and Cristiano Ronaldo scoring I don't think there's really anything else surprising here. Maybe Man City versus Southampton, you could say, guys. Okay, it's very sad news, but I have to announce this, guys. Unfortunately, I am very disappointed with the way Erling Haaland played this game. He did not score a hat-trick against Southampton. Therefore, unfortunately, the petition to get rid of Erling Haaland from the Premier League cannot happen anymore because of how bad he was against Southampton. Because he only scored one goal and not a hat-trick, the petition should no longer go through. Very unfortunate to hear, but I mean, like, it's just jokes, man. It's just jokes. I know he only scored one goal. Maybe you can say he could have scored more. He scored a hat-trick against United, but only one goal against Southampton. But as I said, that's the beauty of football. Is anything could happen. Maybe you don't score against a bad team, but you score 5 goals against a good team. That's the beauty of it. But yeah, Haaland did eventually score a goal. And for any fan out there, why are you hating that Haaland only scored 1 goal against Southampton, but you don't say that about Ronaldo only scoring 1 goal against Everton, who's in relegation zone? I think Southampton also near relegation. Everton not near relegation, but they still only have 10 points. So I mean, like, still, man, still. It's quite funny to see at this table. Look at Liverpool losing that game against Arsenal, no points, so they're still only at 10 points. They beat Bournemouth, how do you say it? Bournemouth. They beat them 9-0 and then somehow are still behind them now. So that's kind of hilarious. But yeah, that is the Premier League there for you guys. La Liga, do I really want to talk about the La Liga? Not really. Nothing really to talk about here. It's kind of boring. I don't really like watching the La Liga. If there's a good game like the El Clasico, which I love to watch, that will be good. Maybe I won't give a prediction on this game because I don't know what will happen. But one factual thing we can say about this game is if Robert Lewandowski does not score this game, we can say 100% that Robert Lewandowski is not a big game player. Maybe you can say at Bayern Munich in the Champions League, he's pretty decent. He's a big game player. But for Barcelona so far, he is not a big game player. He's scoring against these small teams, against Getafe, against Celta Vigo. He's scoring against these teams here. But he didn't score. I think Pedri scored. Yeah, I think Pedri did score. I think the game before that against, who do they have? Yeah, I think he scored this goal. Yeah, he scored 2 games ago. But like, it's still a small team. So if he does not, he didn't score against Bayern Munich, his former club, in the Champions League, the first leg. He did not score against Inter last week. Maybe he will this Wednesday. And if he does not score against Real Madrid next Sunday, he is not a big game player. 100%, we can say that. This guy fell off. But not really predictions there. It's gonna be a big game though. Real Madrid and Barcelona, two of the like, what is it? I think 6 teams now. I think Napoli and another Serie A club are undefeated. I think Man City undefeated. Who else are undefeated? I think, yeah, Paris Saint-Germain are undefeated. I think like there's 2 more clubs who are undefeated. But yeah, this is gonna be a huge game. Both clubs at 22 points in the La Liga. So if it is a draw, it's going to be still tied at points. It's just a crazy game here. It's going to be a very, very tight league. All these Madrid fans saying, oh, Barcelona, they're going to be mudded back to... Maybe they might go back to the Europa League. We talked about that last week. But imagine you Madrid fans. I know I kind of like Madrid in the La Liga. If I had to choose a club in La Liga, it would be Madrid. But still, for your real Madrid fans out there, for you guys who said, oh, Barcelona have no chance, now what are you saying? So get good, Madrid fans. But this is gonna be an exciting game. Next week we got El Clasico, Liverpool, Man City. We got and then on top of that we got Paris Saint-Germain versus Marseille. So 3 insane games, guys. 3 insane games next week. That is the La Liga there. We got the Serie A, guys. So yeah, it was Atlanta and Napoli, 2 other clubs. And I said Napoli undefeated. Atlanta was the other club. But recently, guys, this season I've been loving watching the Serie A. There's only really 3 teams or 2 teams that I watch. I don't necessarily watch the full game. Maybe sometimes it's the highlight, but I still watch them. Sometimes I watch like 30 minutes of the game. When there's no other game on, I watch these games. Like, these games are mainly on Saturday, and there's no really games at Saturday like near 11 other than, or near 12 other than Paris Saint-Germain. So I watch these games. AC Milan, Inter Milan, and sometimes Roma I watch. I've heard that Napoli have been doing really good, and by the looks of it, they're also been killing it. I haven't really been watching them, but by the looks of it, what I've heard online on Twitter, they have been killing it. So I'm definitely going to be starting to watch some more of their games as well as their highlights. But for highlights and games that I watch in the Serie A, it's mainly AC Milan, Roma, and Inter Milan, and I love all three of these clubs. I want to talk about one specific game this weekend, which I did watch a bit of before the Bayern versus Dortmund game, which is AC Milan versus Juventus. And man, Juventus fell off, guys. Tomori scoring a goal in just before the end of the first half, guys. It was off of a corner. It went to Theo Hernandez just outside the box, who had a really good volley type strike on the ball. Unfortunately, Tomori was there and blocked it. I think it was actually kind of lucky that he was there. Somehow he was still onside, even though he was I think he was one of the closest players to the keeper, so it would be offside. But I think the guy who took the corner kick kept him onside. I think he was still standing there. I don't know what happened. Maybe one of the defender's arms were kept him onside or something like that. But I think if Tomori did not block the shot, you can tell behind him in the replay. I think it was Szczesny in net. He was diving. I think while he was diving, he was gonna block the shot. But since Tomori blocked it by accident, blocked their Hernandez shot, Szczesny made the full dive, and then Tomori turned around, and Szczesny was already on the ground, and Tomori got it in the back of the net. So you could say it was unlucky for Juventus, but at the same time, it was kind of lucky for Milan. You could say lucky and unlucky at the same time. And then the second goal, guys, Brahim Diaz, was just a very bad by Juventus. So Vlahovic making not the best pass, but he was being pressured on by Theo Hernandez and this Pogema guy. He was being pressured, and by Tomori or Ben, he was being pressured by one of these players. Or I think it was he was being pressured by this side here. I think by Theo Hernandez, he was being pressured. So he had to pass it back to, I think it was to Locatelli, and then Locatelli doesn't get the ball. He's walking or jogging, and man, when you're playing for a team like Juventus on this high level, you should be going towards the ball. Your teammates yelling at you, oh, someone coming in behind. Ben gets in behind and gets the ball from him, passes it to Brahim Diaz, who does a nice bridge around Bonucci, who steps a bit too much forward, leaving a gap in Juventus's back line. He does a bridge around him, so he does a curve around Bonucci from his right side, runs around from the other side, like a bridge around him. Around Bonucci, Rabiot's making the run, trying to go around him here. Bremer also trying to block him here, but is not enough. He shoots it. Brahim Diaz. Szczesny also getting a touch on it. You can tell it hit Szczesny's hand. It was too powerful that it hit back on the ground and had enough speed to get into the back of the net. So really good play there from Brahim Diaz, and just very bad, very poor defending and poor poor defending by Juventus. Good build up by or good attacking chance by Brahim Diaz, that solo goal as well. So really good there. Theo Hernandez, guys, this guy Theo Hernandez is everywhere on the pitch. He should make a transfer somewhere soon, maybe to the Premier League, maybe the La Liga. He should definitely make a big transfer. I think it's getting to that time. But this guy, he's just insane. There was a chance where he was on this side of the pitch. It was kind of open. It was clear. If he crossed it in, he could have crossed it to Giroud or Leao to get it in. But he tried to go for the goal and it just missed. Even Leao, guys. Leao is a brilliant player. He hit the post once. It almost went in. He has some really good chances where he cuts in, goes far post, or just gets a powerful strike on it. So Leao is really good. AC Milan doing pretty decent. I think they're 5th in the league right now. Yeah, and then as I said, I do watch Roma and Inter. Sometimes Inter, I think they did win their game against Sassuolo, 2-1. Roma also scoring or winning. I think they won 2-0. Dybala scored a penalty. As I said, by the looks of it and what I've been hearing online on like social media, Twitter or on Twitter, Napoli have been killing it, guys. So I definitely need to start watching more of their highlights and the game as well, like a live game. I do have Football TV, Premier League, La Liga, Serie A, so it's kind of helpful that 3 leagues on one platform. So I should be using that, and I am. The Serie A looking very, very nice this season. Let's talk about the Bundesliga, guys. That is the Serie A part. Let's talk about the Bundesliga, guys. We got Borussia Dortmund versus Bayern Munich, and what a game this was, guys. One of my favorite games this weekend was the Borussia Dortmund Bayern Munich game. This was a bit early on in the morning, so the Paris Saint-Germain game was at 12, so it was nice there that I can watch this one and the PSG one. This game was one of my favorite games, guys. But the referee, man, this referee does not know how to call a foul or anything, man. So let's talk about these two players here: Jamal Musiala, Jude Bellingham, German, England, 19 years old, both magisterial midfielders. As I said in 2 episodes ago, if you go to the FIFA Flow website, the link will be down below. I think it's this episode here. I literally called that if teams do not sign Jude Bellingham, they should look at Jamal Musiala. And then in the last video, we talked about a rumor that happened where if we saw something that Liverpool will go after, if Liverpool do not get Jude Bellingham, they're gonna go after Jamal Musiala. So I called it there, guys. I literally called it. Go check it out if you want for proof. I literally called it. And even if I didn't call it, it's kind of obvious because like I didn't have to say it. It's obvious this guy is a magisterial player. Even if you don't want to go for Jude Bellingham, you should still be going for Jamal Musiala. This guy is insane. I don't know if he'll be let out easily by Bayern Munich, but it's still going to be easier than Jude Bellingham 100%. Maybe not easy from Munich, but easier. It's going to be cheaper, maybe easier than Jude Bellingham 100%. Still will be difficult from a team like Bayern Munich, and since he's playing really, really good, he might want to stay. I think Bayern Munich will want him to stay as well. But this guy is magisterial. There's off of a Borussia Dortmund corner here on the Bayern side, and Jamal Musiala somehow gets the ball and dribbles it out. And this is where Jude Bellingham gets his first yellow card, or his only card of the game, where he gets a tackle on him. Musiala goes like kind of flying in the air, does like a flip and stuff. Like he goes like falling on the ground, like jumping. So it looked like a bad tackle. But in fact, if you look at the gameplay, you don't even have to. If you look at the replay, you don't even have to slow it down or anything. You can clearly tell it was a clear tackle by Jude Bellingham. Clear tackle. So this referee doesn't know what he was doing by giving that yellow card. But you can tell Jude was furious. Hummel, Schlotterbeck, Schule, all furious that like, oh, how is this a yellow card? But yeah, it was a yellow card for Jude Bellingham, even though it was a clear tackle. Jude did play a bit dirty football, but I think later there was another tackle in the second half where he's dribbling the ball. He tries to get it. He plays like high. He like hits it high. He tries to play like up in the air with the ball, and then he goes to get another hit on it. But Davies headed it. His head is down, and when Jude Bellingham goes to hit it again, his cleat hits Alphonso Davies in the head, and now I think he has some sort of like skull injury, like something with his head. So this is very, very bad, guys, that he has this injury. Now Alphonso Davies, he's a key player for Canada. The World Cup is in exactly, when is it? November 20th. So 30 days, guys, until the World Cup begins, until the World Cup starts, until the kickoff of the World Cup, and he has a skull injury, something like that. So that's very, very dangerous, guys. Hopefully he gets recovered soon and is able to play in the World Cup, for Canada's first World Cup in a long time. I mean, even if he doesn't, we still got 2026. It's going to be hosted by Canada, America, and Mexico. And if you host the World Cup, you automatically get qualification for the World Cup. But still, the fact, like, first time in 50 or 30 something, 40 something years, and he's gonna miss it out. That's just sad. Like, you don't want to say that, oh, I can just go in the next one. What if you miss the next one as well? That's gonna be very, very sad. So hopefully, Alphonso Davies gets better soon. But very bad there. That one should have been 100% a red card. I don't know how the ref didn't give him a red card. That was a clear red. Like he shouldn't have his leg so high that it hits a player in their head, and now he has a skull injury. So very, very bad there by Jude Bellingham. But he still did really good. I think he did pretty good as well. As I said, Jamal Musiala doing really, really good as well. Goretzka surprisingly scoring a good outside the box. I think it was just outside the box. Good, powerful strike to score a goal for Bayern Munich to make it 2-1 or 1-0 just before the first half in the 33rd minute. Surprising there. I did not see the Sané goal. I think Mokoku actually got a Mokoku. I think he missed a clear chance, but then he got a redemption with in the 74th minute with a header. I think it was a header or the tap in that he somehow got, but he missed a clear tap in earlier as well. All he had to do is touch it. One simple touch would have went in, but somehow he missed it. Like, it was just chaotic. I did not know what was going on. It was like near the line, and it got like hit out by Neuer. I was like, how has he not scored that? So I think it was him or Modeste or Milan, one of the three M strikers. But yeah, Mokoka goes ahead and scores. And then the crazy part of the game, Coleman, this guy's Poleman, not Coleman, Poleman, only scoring penalties. What are you giving a tackle for, man? You already got a yellow card, unnecessary tackle near the end of the game for a red card. Like, just like hold it out. You're winning 2-1. There's no need for a tackle. And then even that tackle, even that red card to get that even that red card to get the what am I saying? Even that red card to bring Bayern down to 10 men, I think they still played pretty decent, but it was not decent enough. It was not good enough to beat Borussia Dortmund. Like Borussia Dortmund's pressure and insane, passionate football in the end of the game, because this is where I was like, Borussia Dortmund are a big game team. These guys are brilliant. So Schlotterbeck. So this is the with my mouse. Look at my mouse. This is the ball. Schlotterbeck barely keeping it in. I think it's De Ligt or Upamecano who doesn't know exactly what to do. They're looking at him. Schlotterbeck also confused, like, what should I do? He crosses it in, and it was a really good shot. I thought for a sec he was kind of trying to curve it into the net, but he crosses it in, and Modeste in the best time in the last minute of the game, literally the last second. If Neuer caught it, the ref is probably gonna call it there, but Modeste getting the goal in the last minute, the header, and scores the goal, guys. And it was just crazy. You can tell Adeyemi, the GOAT, Danny Aaron's GOAT, Adeyemi, the youngster, it's like shaking the camera, like, let's go, the whole team. And it was just going wild. It was crazy. So these goals, all three goals, crazy goals by Goretzka, by Modeste, by Mokoku. Maybe both teams could had a few more chances if we look at stats. Yeah. 6 shots on target. I think, they played really good. As I said, Borussia Dortmund should have got a goal. I don't know how they missed that clear chance goal, but somehow they did. But it is okay because they got that goal back in the last minute of the game to draw 2-2. Oliver Kahn was mad as well. That guy was mad. He was at the game. If you guys don't know, Oliver Kahn, the legendary German Bayern Munich keeper, was at the game, and he was just mad that somehow they scored. All the Borussia Dortmund fans going crazy. So just a crazy game there. We got UCL predictions tomorrow. So Maccabi Haifa versus Juventus. I think Juventus will win there. Man City, Copenhagen, probably Man City. PSG, Benfica. So this is the one. So we do not have Messi. I think so far Messi's played almost 97%, 95%. Of the minutes played in the League One for Paris Saint-Germain. 97% he has played for PSG. So now he is on a break. He's taking a break, and I don't think he'll be at the Benfica game this weekend. Kimpembe with a red, or not with a red. He has a injury and stuff. So a lot of our big players kind of injured. So hopefully, I think this win is necessary. We cannot afford a draw like we did last week, 1-1 draw. We cannot afford that own goal by Danilo Pereira. We cannot afford that at all. We have to win this game. So hopefully Pablo Sarabia can show up. I think our best attack, our best formation we can do is a 4-3-2-1. Not a 3-4-2-1. Ekatike up top, Neymar on the left, Kylian Mbappe on the right side, Nunmenge on the left mid. What's his name? Nunmenge left mid, Hakimi right mid, Vitinha, Verratti in the midfield, and then in the back line we got Marquinhos, Mukiele, and Danilo Pereira, or maybe we got Marquinhos, Danilo Pereira, and Ramos in the back, and then later on near the 60th, 70th, 75th minute we sub on Mukiele, Pablo Sarabia, and Carlos Soler or Fabian Ruiz. I think that is how I would line up, and I think that's the most creative minded team, because as we talked about earlier in the podcast, we had no creative opportunity this weekend. So creative wise, attacking wise, and defensive wise, I think that is the best team to win against this game against Benfica this weekend, or tomorrow actually, not this weekend. Dinamo Zagreb versus RB Leipzig, was it 1-1? I think, or 1-0. Yeah, it was 1-0. Unfortunate here, as I said. Hopefully Dinamo Zagreb will get past, and hopefully they beat Chelsea as well yet again, like in the first match day. But let's see. No really prediction there. Borussia Dortmund Sevilla. Borussia Dortmund killing it. Jude Bellingham, he scored last time as well. Beautiful goal. Same with Karim Adeyemi, Karim Benzema, guys. But yeah, I think Borussia Dortmund will win. AC Milan Chelsea. I think Chelsea won 3-0 here, right? Chelsea won 3-0. But we just saw AC Milan having a pretty decent... I mean, AC Milan did win against Juventus. So Juventus is nothing compared to Chelsea. Juventus in the mud. Allegri, man, that guy's just mudded. Conte was the one who set Juventus for the next 10 years. Allegri came in and destroyed Juventus. So especially recently, he's been mudded. Same with Jurgen Klopp, man. And one thing about Jurgen Klopp, there is a lot of hates going. Yeah, I forgot to talk about that. I see all my friends, one of my friends saying, "Oh, you're a left winger, hoping to get subbed on against Liverpool to beat Trent Alexander-Arnold." But I think one thing with Liverpool here is, especially with Trent, is, as I said a few episodes ago, in the last 2 episodes, I said Trent as a right back is terrible. I think defensively recently his defensive awareness has been terrible. Maybe same with Van Dijk and stuff. And I think that's mainly caused by Liverpool's midfield, is they have no good midfielders now. They're all older. They have no one to protect their defense. But I guarantee you, if Trent played in central midfielder, this guy would be an elite player, guys. At right back, he's looking like Harry Maguire, the right back version of Harry Maguire. If Trent played in the midfield, this guy would be elite. His crossing is insane. His free kicks, his shooting, his passing, his dribbling on the ball, his physicality, his defensive. As I said, recently his defending looking a bit off because his midfield is not protecting him. But he's still going to have a bit of defensive capability. Maybe not the best, but still a bit defensive capability in the midfield. So if Trent played in the midfield, he would be an elite player. I just wanted to talk about that as well. But yeah, AC Milan, Chelsea. Maybe Chelsea will probably win again. But hopefully AC Milan do good. I think I want AC Milan to do good. As I said, I like the Serie A. Sorry about that. My Google connected or something. But yeah, I as I said, I like watching the Serie A. Hopefully, AC Milan do good. Shakhtar Donetsk versus Madrid. I mean, I said this last time. Shakhtar Donetsk and Madrid, for 3 years in a row now, being in the same group. And I said maybe for the memes, Shakhtar Donetsk, they've been with Madrid 3 years. Surely they know how Madrid play, but that wasn't enough. I think Vinny scored a goal, or Rodrigo scored a goal, against Shakhtar Donetsk last week. So maybe this week, I think it's their 6th game yet in 3 years. After being drawn 3 years in a row now in the Champions League, their 6th game together. For 3 years in a row in the Champions League. Maybe they'll win this one, but I really don't know, man. Madrid are just too good. Celtic versus RB Leipzig. I'll say RB Leipzig win. They have a really good team in Kunku, Andre Silva. They got who's that like Slosberg guy? Lamer. They got Lamer. They got Abu. Who's that center back? Diallo guy. That center back from Paris Saint Germain. And then who else do they have? Gvardiol. They got Timo Werner. So I think they have a really, really decent team. Napoli, Ajax. Napoli killing it in the Serie A. Undefeated in Europe. I think they're still undefeated. Yeah, they have 9 points, 3-0 in the group with Liverpool, Rangers, and Ajax. So I think Napoli will go on and win this game. I think they won 6-0 against Ajax last time. I predicted that Ajax might make it difficult because Ajax are a pretty decent game. Are not pretty decent game. They're a pretty decent team in the Netherlands. I mean, how are they doing now? I think they're still doing pretty good. I mean, a few seasons ago they were insane in Europe. That's why I had to kind of put that kind of biasness, that kind of thought into it. They're second, so yeah, they're a pretty decent team, but Napoli are just like superior, man. Even in the Serie A, they're superior. Atletico Madrid, Club Bruges, didn't they lose to? Didn't Atletico lose? Yeah, did 2-0. So maybe Club Bruges do beat Atletico. I think Atletico will win. Leverkusen, Porto. I think Leverkusen lost last time, right? Yeah, Leverkusen lost 2-0. I do think that hopefully Porto win. Of course, we got Taremi, guys. Mehdi Taremi, the Persian R9 to carry. So that's my prediction there. Liverpool, Rangers. With how bad Liverpool are doing, I kind of don't want them to win, but they're probably going to win. Barcelona, Inter. Let's see if Barcelona do not get robbed. Hopefully, guys, yet again, I'll say it again. Hopefully, guys, Robert Lewandowski scores. If he does not score, he is not a big game player. He's a small game player, only gets goals against small teams. Bayern, Victoria Pleasant should be an easy game for Bayern. Spurs versus Frankfurt, I think Spurs will probably win. And in Sporting Marseille, I do think that Sporting will win. As I said last time, Sporting not doing the best this season, and Marseille are just a better team. They're a more physical team. They're just doing better. They have one defeat from this last weekend, but last week they were undefeated in the League One, and they're still, even with that one defeat, they're still a good team. So they're probably gonna win yet again, guys. So those are my predictions there for the Champions League. Let's go to the football news, guys. Chris Solfig, Galtier, Lionel Messi is doing much better. He is very confident, but he still he has this unpleasant feeling, which made him decide to not risk it. If he will be present against Olympic Marseille, we will see the evolution this week, but it's very likely. So yeah, as I said, I think he's been playing 95, 96, 97% of the minutes this season for Paris Saint Germain, and it's good that he's getting this rest, especially like with the upcoming World Cup. He did the team, of course, Paris Saint Germain or PSG, even himself, both agreed that he needs some rest for the upcoming World Cup. This World Cup is not only important for him, for Argentina, for the world history. If Argentina win, if Messi wins a World Cup, that's going to be crazy. But for PSG as well, I think we also, our club, find it important that Messi does well in this World Cup, especially since it's in Qatar as well. Our club owners, Qatar Investments, Nasir Al Khalife. We all find it important that if Messi shows up this World Cup, it will impact the club a lot, because we'll get more people viewing our club. Oh, Messi plays for PSG. He's recently won the World Cup. Surely he's gonna carry PSG to the Champions League as well. So we need him to be good in the World Cup as well. All our players need to do good in the World Cup so we can have some more viewership on us. You get what I mean? Some more people watching us or talking about the club, and get some more money in the club to buy players. But yeah, 100% agree with Galtier here. Wait, what did he say here? With the absence of Messi, we'll have to find other ways to create danger in the opposition half. Yeah, I do agree. His absence changes a lot of things in the offensive, and I literally said this. I agree with him 100%. I talked a lot about Kylian Mbappe. I don't know what was said to Kylian Mbappe before he extended. Kylian Mbappe already has 11 goals, and I know he will score more. To tell you the truth, He was not supposed to play in Reims because he was ill. If there had been a possibility of having Ney and Leo, it's certain that he would not have played. And man, we have Hugo Ekitike, man. Play Ekitike, man. We bought him from Reims, so surely we could have played him instead. That is that. FC Barcelona, following Jorginho, Tielemans, Kante, and Milan Skriniar. Milan Skriniar, I think he's more lean and or more keen to joining Paris Saint-Germain. I think he would be more keen to joining PSG rather than Barcelona. Conte would be sick. I know he wants to leave Chelsea. I think Chelsea kind of offered him to Spurs and Arsenal. Arsenal don't really want him. If he goes to Spurs, that's gonna be sick. But if Conte goes to Barcelona, that's huge. That's gonna be crazy for Barcelona and for Conte as well. A new league, a new experience, a club like Barcelona, he's gonna be carrying. So that's gonna be crazy there. Next week, this becomes a reality. So yeah, next week, guys, 1 week, October 17th, 1 week away. Barcelona, or no, what am I saying? Barcelona. I mean Barcelona, Madrid. That is a thing. But in 1 week, guys, Benzema will win the Ballon d'Or for yet the first time. He deserves it 100% under the shadows of Messi. This guy was under the shadows of Madrid, of Ronaldo and Messi. And now that they both left the La Liga, he is now in the light of football world. He shows that he was there the whole time. The whole time he was there. He was a baller. He is the G. He was a legend. This guy, even with Ronaldo, he was in the shadows of Ronaldo. And now that he was in the light, he got to prove to the world that I was here the whole time. And now that Ronaldo and Messi are gone, I'm more in the light. I get to show my skill, and I am the G of football. I'm the biggest G. I'm Karim the Dream. I'm getting this Ballon d'Or. I need this Ballon d'Or. I'm excited for him to see it. To see him win this 100%. Imagine he scores against Barcelona the day before, and then the next day he goes and wins the Ballon d'Or, man. Holy, that's gonna be crazy. That is gonna be crazy. But yeah, what a hilarious photo, man. I need to save this somewhere. I need to save that somewhere. But yeah, if Erling Haaland wanted to match Cristiano Ronaldo's 700 league goals, he'd have to score 40 goals a season until the year 2037. Holy, I mean, at this rate, what is it? 8 games now in the Premier League. Yeah, 17 goals and 3 assists. So 8 games. There's 30. Let's say there's what is there? Let's say there's let's say there's a 40 games in a league year. Then 17 times 5, what is that? 50 plus 85 goals. So if he continues, yeah, 17 times 5, 5 times 10, and then 5 times 7 is 35. So if he continues to score, if he scores 17 goals every 8 games, and let's say there's 38 games, let's say 40 games, he's gonna score 83 goals in one season. That's double the amount he needs in one season to get Ronaldo's record. So that's just crazy here. That's just crazy to see. But I mean, why are they comparing it to Cristiano Ronaldo? He needs to score 700 goals. Compare it to Messi, man. Messi has the same amount of goals as Ronaldo, club goals as Ronaldo, in less games as well. So why are you comparing it to Ronaldo, man? These Ronaldo fans, man. Compare it to Messi. Why Ronaldo? We have some sad news, guys. This guy was a baller as well for Brighton, for Zambia as well. This guy was a baller in the midfield, in the attack. 24 years old. Unfortunately, he has some sort of medical condition with his heart and is forced to retire football, to retire from the AFCON, to play in the AFCON in the World Cup. He's unfortunately he won't be able to play in the World Cup. Hopefully, he's able to do something like for Brighton or for Zambia, maybe to become a coach or something with the club. Because this guy was a baller, man. Last season, 2 seasons ago, this guy was a baller, man. I'm not even joking. He was a baller. In the midfield, he was really good. His work rates were really good. Everything about him was elite. He was actually elite. I'm not even joking. His highlights, go search it up. And I did see some of his highlights, and unfortunately, he had to get a heart injury or some sort of health issue, and had to force to retire football. So lucky news there from the from the Zambian Brighton midfielder. Erling Haaland will be Real Madrid's main target to replace Karim Benzema. The Norwegian striker has a release clause that can be activated in 2024. Damn. So imagine him going to Haaland to Madrid, and then Mbappe goes to his opposite childhood dream club, Barcelona, and says like, "Oh, Madrid, you thought I actually you Madrid, I only wanted to stay in Paris in my home because I needed help, and you guys were already good without me. Why should I come here? Now when you need me, you don't get me, and now I'm gonna score against you. You get what I mean?" So imagine Mbappe goes there and says, "Shh, you haters who hated on me, now I'm here to score against you." So that's gonna be crazy. But if they get, imagine Mbappe and Haaland together. That's the deadliest striker duo. That is the deadliest striker duo, and you can tell like from Man City and PSG, oh money, good players won't win you the league. But I mean, still, yeah, it might not win you the Champions League, but it's still gonna be magisterial to watch. Maybe it will win you the Champions League if you have that attacking duo, that attacking partnership. Maybe with Mbappe's ego not assisting, Haaland won't be the happiest players because Haaland does love to get fed the ball to score a goal. That's why he has so many goals, because he's just being fed them, man. Imagine he wasn't being fed and those players who are feeding it to him take the shot instead. He wouldn't be having this record. But that's just going to be crazy. After denials in the summer, it is now confirmed by PSV Eindhoven director Brands that Paris Saint-Germain has included a release or a clause to bring Xavi Simons back to the club. The clause is only valid for PSG, not available for other clubs, wanted by Luis Campos. So quite interesting here. As a PSG fan, from a few years ago, of course, when I did watch like 2 seasons ago, when I saw Xavi Simons, this guy was a brilliant number cam. He was going to be the next Messi, or like the next best thing in the world, and then the next Johan Cruyff or something like that. He had so much hype. At Paris Saint-Germain, he kind of fell off. Now at PSV Eindhoven, he's been killing it, man. This guy has been killing it. He's actually been killing it. Him and Gakpo have been killing it. He got Player of the Month, I think, I think he got Player of the Month in September. Gakpo in August. So he's been killing it. He's actually been killing it at PSV, not PSG. PSV. So personally, I think as a PSG fan, it would be cool to get him back. But for him, I think PSG need to understand, for him, it's better as well. And maybe we wait for him to improve and sign him back later. I think that's a better option for him. I think he likes it where he is. He's doing better than he was at Paris Saint-Germain. So hopefully he stays there. Or I know, hopefully. I think it's kind of interesting if he comes back. But I think like for him, the club should understand that he's doing better there. Personally, for him, it's gonna be better as well. Maybe later on we'll get him back. But yeah, guys, that's gonna end off the episode. But let's go. Let's try out this Wordle and missing 11. So let's try here. I don't know if I have the best knowledge of this. European qualifier, man. Netherlands 3-1 win against Northern Ireland. Bro, how am I supposed to get this? So we got Van Dijk in the back. That's pretty much it. Dumfries. How do you spell Dumfries? Oops. Dumfries. I thought it was that's Dumfries then. Who else could there be? Man, my ball knowledge is so elite, guys. De Jong. Is there another De Jong? Let's try. Ooh, there is De Vrij. Oops. De Vrij. Is that how you spell it? Okay, it's not De Vrij though. De Bruyne. I know. Yeah, there is De Vrij. De Ligt. Ooh, De Ligt. Yeah, it is De Ligt there. De Jong. So it's De. I don't think the N is first. Isn't there like who's that midfielder? Van de Beek? Imagine Van de Beek, Van de Boon, Van de, or I think it's Devoon, Devoon. Who's this guy? Desoon. Maybe it's Daroon. I don't know who he was, but I think he was familiar. Something de, something oon. I don't know what the first one was. Delict, Van Dijk, Doomfries. Let's see. Is my elite ball knowledge gonna help me here? Who is a left back at a Dutch left back? Dutch left back. Dutch left back. No clue. Dutch keeper. What the heck, man? Dutch keeper. The only keeper I know is Bizoot. Bizoot. But in the League 1, who else is there? Who else do they have, man? Oh, who's their attack? When I need it, their attack. I forgot. Who's that right? Bergwijn. Bergwijn. Okay, Bergwijn. Is it two N's? Bergwijn. Bro, how do you spell this guy's name? Bergwijn. No, I get this. I know the player. Bird. It's a J, man. What the heck? These Dutch names, man. These Dutch names always get me. Bergwijn on the right wing. Who can be on the left wing here? Who could be on the left wing, guys? Let's see. Will my elite ball knowledge help me? No, I know it's not Robin, but let's see. We can get some letters here. Something bear. Bell. No, I was gonna say Gosens for some reason. I thought he was Dutch, but he's German. Xavi Simon. You could say Xavi Simon there. Who's Ben here? Who is Ben? Who is Ben? Where's my elite ball knowledge, guys? Maybe Milan, striker. Maybe we can say Milan. Did we do Simon? I don't know why we did N. M and N. We already had M and N. Where's my elite ball knowledge, guys? I have no ball knowledge. The attack. Bergwijn, something Ben. Can't be Ribery, of course. That's like, what am I talking about? Aben. Is Tab. Saber, isn't there Saben or who's that guy? I think he starts with the S. Sabitzer. No, that can't be Sabitzer. Who the hell is this guy? Abel? He must be from the Dutch league. I have no knowledge, guys. No knowledge. Rabel. A rebel. No, bro, that's the Dutch or the one of those like Slovakian or not Slovak, that one of those like Croatian teams. Bro, no, I think this is such an obvious one. I just can't think of him. Pavel. Is it Pavel? Is that even a footballer? Mabel. Oh, review a quick ad, man. Do I really want to watch an ad? Gonna get copyright strike. Unlucky there. Abel. Dutch player. Rebel. Didn't Rabel? Wait, why is this? What the heck is this? Rabel. We just saw something about like this guy here. Babel. Oh my, yeah. I know it had to, I don't know, it sounded kind of familiar. My ball knowledge is not good, guys. It's not good enough for this. But I mean, we kind of got some of them ball knowledge. We got some of the ball knowledge. More of the recent ball knowledge. De Jong, Van Dijk, De Ligt. Who is this left back? Let's try to guess. Let's say Hakim. Uh, I really don't know who this left back can be. Uh, Keeper. Who's a Dutch keeper? I really don't know any Dutch keepers. I mean, I don't watch the Netherlands league, man. I really don't watch the Netherlands league. Unlucky there, unlucky there. Let's try Foodle. Actually, after we do this Foodle, we have one more thing I wanted to talk about. I just wanted to give a quick note on one thing about because we had Whitecaps just yesterday, and it was if we won, we could have got qualified. We could have qualified for the playoffs. We're gonna talk about that. Let's do today's challenge. We're gonna do it once. So player. Let's start off with Barella. Barella. Make guess. So he's not from the Serie A. Let's start with Cristiano Ronaldo, Premier League. So he's a striker, not from the not Premier League and not from Portugal. Mbappe, Kylian Mbappe, not in the league, not in the Serie A, and not in the Premier League. Let's try Cunha, Mateus Cunha. So he's striker from the La Liga in from Atletico de Madrid. So that is huge. We just gotta guess the nation. Who's the striker from Atletico de Madrid? Not Griezmann. Correa, surely. Easy, yes. Angel Correa, guys. We got him 5 out of 12. So that was kind of like the mini series. Maybe it's a bit too fast. Other than the missing 11 one, that's gonna take like 30 minutes for me to guess. Without having good ball knowledge, but we got half of it, kind of. And then yeah, one thing I wanted to talk about, MLS, guys. Unlucky, guys. We got Whitecaps, but unfortunately, guys, we did lose. We did not win the game against Minnesota. We lost 2-0. And even if we did win, Real Salt Lake actually won 2-0 as well. We had a good year. We won the cup against Toronto FC. We won that cup or something this past summer. I actually went to the game. I saw Lorenzo Insigne and Bernadeschi. We saw that cup and stuff. But it just wasn't enough. What's his name? Gald. Cavallini, yeah, Gald. This guy, none of them showed up. Brian White, he didn't show up. These guys didn't show up. They showed up last week when I went to the game against Austin, Texas. They showed up, but didn't show up against Minnesota when needed. We needed this win, and we needed to beat Minnesota. But even if we did beat Minnesota, it just wasn't enough to beat to have enough points from Real Salt Lake. But yeah, hopefully next year they do good. I really want to keep up on them, but maybe sometimes I'll keep up on them, like watch the news and stuff, or not the news, but like watch like how they're doing. But yeah, I just wanted to note that as well. That's gonna end off the episode, guys. If you went on to enjoy today's episode, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that bell. Yeah, I think the next episode will probably be on Thursday or Friday. Probably, I think on Friday. We'll talk about the Champions League, the match day 4, and some other football news or whatever there is. Probably mainly gonna be the Champions League and of course the Europa League as well. Monaco and what's his name? Monaco and Real Betis. That's gonna be one of my favorite Europa League games. But for now, guys, stay happy. Yeah, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for the support. As I said, from here on out, the podcast only goes up. If you guys want to, the link will be down below. Go follow me on my podcast Instagram and my personal Instagram. As I said, have this link saved somewhere. The link will be down below, but have it saved because this is the home of the football podcast as well as with the YouTube. For now, stay happy, stay positive, stay safe, stay flow, and I'll see you later. Peace.